Mamas, we've been lied to about tummy time. Hey mamas, I'm Jess. I'm an engineer and a mom, and I make videos to empower mothers to tune into their instincts and thrive with their babies. I'm also the host of the Modern Nurture podcast, where we interview experts to get advice on how to nurture our babies and ourselves. When you become a new mom, you quickly realize that there is a pipeline of parenting advice coming at you. And faced with that, I developed my own 3-part framework for figuring out how to assess the advice and whether or not I was going to apply it. And I'll share that framework with you now. The first question is this thing close to the biological norm, or is it the biological norm? If it deviates from the biological norm, is it harmful? Does it have the potential to be harmful? Do I know whether deviating in this way would be harmful or not? And 3, even if it is not harmful, do I have a sufficient justification for deviating from the biological norm? This framing really clicked into place for me when I read a book called Sweet Sleep, which is this beautiful, wonderful manifesto of motherhood that was written by or published by La Leche League. I can't recommend it enough. I wish I would have read it before my baby was born, but I actually didn't stumble upon it until she was about 18 months. It was still helpful though. So I linked to the book in the description below. I also linked to a free trial of Audible, which, if you haven't heard of Audible, is a marketplace of audiobooks so that you can download them and listen to them while you're doing dishes or taking a walk or whatever you do that requires your hands and eyes. The cool thing about this free trial is that you get to download this book for free during the trial. And even if you're not happy with the subscription, you can cancel it before you pay a dime, and you still would have gotten the value of that book. All right, back to tummy time. In this video, I'm gonna use this 3-part framework to evaluate the concept of tummy time. In doing so, I will cover things like what is tummy time, why is it recommended, and why I think we should be considering that advice more carefully. Let's start with what is tummy time. Tummy time is an activity where you supervise your baby and you lay them on their tummy on the floor or on some prop so that they can strengthen their upper back and neck muscles. It's also recommended for reducing the risk of developing a flat spot on the back of their head that babies sometimes develop from laying on their back a large percentage of the time. If you've ever had a newborn, you may have noticed that they hate tummy time, and I don't blame them. Imagine being a newborn and trying to figure out why your mother is repeatedly laying you down into a face full of carpet. I'm going to read you a quote straight from Sweet Sleep because I think it beautifully breaks down how to think about parenting advice like this, and it actually kind of follows the framework I was talking about at the beginning of the video. So here goes. Tummy time. A baby spending awake time on his tummy gets a lot of press these days. You might hear that if your baby spends all his time on his back or in an infant seat or car seat, his muscles may not develop as well and his head can become misshapen. But wait a minute. If so many of our babies need tummy time and maybe even a helmet to achieve normal, does it not mean that something about our current behavior has somehow strayed from normal? Let's think about what happened in the area BC before carpeting. Tummy time would have involved packed earth, sand, long grass, or maybe sticks and leaves. Instead, babies were carried almost all of the time, and not just by their mothers. They'd be passed along to older siblings, dad, grandparents, or doting friends. The baby who's carried is constantly jostled and shifted, and does his own jostling and shifting in response, awake or asleep. Automatic exercise. And his head isn't pressed against something firm and immobile. Automatic, normal growth. Tummy time is an imperfect attempt to recreate what babies get from being carried around most of the time. Babies often fuss or cry when they're expected to do tummy time on the floor, but if they're on a parent's chest, they're happy. In fact, the baby who is carried far more usually cries far less. If you don't carry your baby much, tummy time might have its place. But remember, carrying your baby strengthens muscles, teaches balance and coordination, and involves your baby in a world of movement, changing images, and languages, much more than a few minutes a day on the floor can. Consider shaking out that sling or wrap that you got as a baby gift and talking to some sling-wearing mothers about the how-tos. You and your baby will probably enjoy the ride. So what did we learn from that? If we apply the framework, question 1, is this biologically normal? Sorry about that. Lost some video. So where was I? Oh yes. 1, is it the biological norm? No, probably not. And then 2, if it deviates from the biological norm, is it harmful? No, I don't think that it's terribly harmful for your baby, but they do get a little stressed out when you do it. So I would think about that in how you implement it. And then 3, if it's not harmful, is it for a good reason? So that could be a yes for you. If you're not able to carry your baby around all the time, tummy time has its place. Said so right in the book. Now look, I know that modern life and modern commitments may mean that you can't carry your baby all day or provide a caregiver that can do that. In that case, I would give whoever takes care of your baby for you instructions on how you do or do not want tummy time to be done with your newborn. And then when you are with your baby, I would say carry your baby as much as possible. That actually has so many benefits that I'm making a whole nother video about. So I'll link that below once it's ready. You can also try an awesome tummy time alternative, which is laying on your back, putting your baby on your chest. Pro tip, do this skin to skin. There is nothing in the world that your baby wants to see more than your face, and there's nothing they want to do more than be with you. She will also love the option to nurse while she's laying there on your chest. And on top of that, you get to relax. So it's a win-win-win-win. Anyway, to be clear, my qualms with tummy time are really for the first 3 months. All your baby wants in the fourth trimester is to be with you. Recreating the womb to the extent possible, whether that's by wearing your baby, having skin-to-skin time, or even things like white noise can be really helpful in enabling you and your baby to thrive in those first 3 months. So that's where I'd focus. Today, I shared a passage from my favorite book, Sweet Sleep. If you're not sure you want to buy it, and you're not sure you want to try an Audible free trial, then check out my review here, where I go through my favorite parts of the book and the bulk of the stuff I learned from it. If you like this video and you got value from this video, please like and subscribe. You have no idea how much it helps. Disagree with me? I want to hear about it below in the comments. I'd love to chat. I would also love to hear from you if you have a story to share where you went with your instincts instead of some parenting advice and what happened. I would love to know. Tell me in the comments. See you next time.